Carpe Sus when hunting up in North Texas with Brandon, Jim, and Dave. This is a view from Jim's rifle as he's surveying this first sounder of hog that we got into about 5.5 hours after we started hunting. Sounders spread out over a wide area. We've got one cow in front and a bunch behind us. And this is the view from my rifle, and I'm doing the same thing, just scanning the herd, noticing that there are deer in the background, trying to figure out where all the hogs are, thinking about where they're going to run. So back to Jim's rifle. This is where we're going to start our hunt. Here we go. Most of the hogs take off to the right, but some will circle around back to the left.
Damn it. Oh.
And unfortunately at this point, he runs out of ammo. So while he reloads, we'll go to the view from my rifle. I'm hoping for getting a double with the setup here, but the hogs separate. And then the countdown starts. Here we go.
2, 1. Watch the cows. Watch the cows.
Now this hog running by has already been wounded, I think by Brandon. I get one shot into him, and I just watch him as he runs into the cattle that were lined up behind us when we started shooting. And he finally goes down. Jim is now reloaded and determined to get the sow that he was working on previously. My last shot's going to miss, but Jim's last shot's going to be the one that puts her down. And finally we had one hog get up on us.
Yeah, but he's not over. There he went.
The sounder started off with 17 and is now down to 11. We went ahead and butchered 3 of the sows and took a look at how many fetuses were being carried on board at the time. Another generation that will not come to fruition. Packed up and headed on to our next hunt. And we only got on hogs twice this night, but both times were good sounders. Now it's about 3 hours later and 50 miles east of where we had the last sounder, and we get this group of initially 29 hogs that came in, but more came in later and we lost count. Here I'm set up on the left, and I'm going to shoot one of the hogs on the left side to start with. Brandon's in the middle, and then Jim is on the far right hand side. And I say to start with because once the shooting starts, you take whatever hogs you can take. Alright, here we go.
Watch the ones in front.
In this small field they disappear pretty quick, but we've got 4 down. Notice there are a few more up on the ridge. Jim finishes off that hog. And as we're scanning to look, see if there are any other hogs that come out of the bush. The ones up on the ridge are gone, but then they appear down below. We quickly discuss our options for these targets and decide to give it a go.
You sure? Yeah, you can take a couple shots if you guys want.
The last hog goes down. The guys try to pick up the other hogs. I see this one hog go by. I get one shot into it, maybe another, and he disappears into the brush and onto the other property. And I finish off this hog right here at 294 yards.
That's what I do.
I had a good read on the elevation, but not on my lead, and the first shot ended up hitting him in the hips. But once he was stationary, I was able to finish him off with a shot right next to the left eye. I mentioned earlier about picking up whatever hogs you can after the shooting starts. And this is what I'm going to do. All the hogs are going to start to run to the right, and I'm going to track with them. And I'm going to pick up what I think is going to be the easiest target to shoot. And as it turns out, it's going to be the biggest hog that I see. And what I don't realize is that Brandon has just put a second shot into it, this one into the shoulder, before I shoot it here. And that's how you often get multiple shooters shooting the same hog. And now the view from Jim's rifle. Jim's on the right hand side, and he's going to take the rightmost hog. What this means for Jim is that out of our group, he's going to have the farthest opening shot at about 80 yards. And then he quickly drops the second hog.
Okay, stop. Watch the ones in front. Don't let them get up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Facing away.
Jim gets a head count and realizes the second hog isn't dead. And so he finishes her off.
On safe.
And then he picks up the last few hogs that have come into view.
Oh, there's one. There's a little one. Oh, he hit him. There's one laying down out there.
We finished up with 5 more hogs, bringing a total of 11 for the night. Got a couple of them butchered. Found 4 more fetuses, bringing their total to 18 for the night.
Optics provided by Third Coast Thermal.
Carpe Zeus, my friends.